I'll get
We've
close to the
been
mic
having
too.
this issue. Yeah, there you go. You got it. I'm having it's trying to give me a seizure over here. I just flashing on screen. I know it doesn't show up in like the final product, but like my screen is just constantly flashing right now. It is not helpful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, now that you're recording, it was like it had to buffer for a minute, and then
You buffered. You
No, you
buffering me?
buffered.
No, you buffered.
Oh, I'm not buffering nobody.
I thought you were buffering me. What are you talking about?
Live broadcast?
What do you mean live broadcast? What? Are you live right now? Who
No,
are you
you're
broadcasting
recording.
this to? Who are you broadcasting to? You said this is
The
a live
world.
podcast. The world.
Hello, world.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Happy New Year. This is going to be late because we got recording
fuck yeah,
so late.
it's 2023.
Yeah, it is. Welcome to Mindless Prattle. I'm your host, Jordan, here with my lovely co-host,
Ripley.
That's her. There it goes. She'll get the timing down one day, you know. One day she'll be like, wait, I'm waiting for it coming up. Like, you just got to anticipate it in your head, I think. You just got to wait
As
for
I
it.
told you yesterday, I don't mean to be awkward. I just kind of am.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so it's just kind of am. Oh, wait. So we had a bunch of recording problems and mic problems last week with the last episode, which seems like forever ago now because we recorded that a long time ago, actually.
Like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, we recorded that episode like 2 weeks ago. This time we were so busy we didn't get to record until the day this one's supposed to come out. So this one's probably going to come out a little late. Apologies to our, I don't know, 10 listeners. Sure.
That's a lot of people. If there were 10 people in this room listening to us talk, that's like a lot. That's like a party. That's a whole party of people.
That is a whole party. We don't have room for 10 people. We have room for like 3. Some things we missed in the interim. It got cold and our plant died.
Yeah, we're going to have a plant funeral today.
Yeah, it's over my shoulder there. It's dead.
Droopy.
We're going to have a funeral today.
Lasted like almost a year, though. That was pretty good run for me.
Some other updates. I feel sick, so I'm probably not going to sound the best. I'm going to try and mute myself when I sneeze or like have a runny nose or something. But if not,
you think you're getting sick?
Sucks to be you.
Oh, that means I'm going to get sick. If you're sick, I'm going to get sick.
No, this is why I push you away constantly. Just it's for your own good, really.
And before the cold, what was your excuse?
It was cold outside. Couldn't justify it. Gotta push you away. So yeah, so we're trying new software this week. Hopefully the quality is better. So far in the tests, it's been better. But let us know what you think. Send her the message, not me. I don't know which side you'll end up on, so I'm just gonna point this way.
The social media is so hard. Like I barely do my own, and now we have to do it for this podcast. And I'm like, 10 people listening without
but when
social media is pretty good.
When we started this, I was like, can you do this? Can you do the social media? Like, I'll do the editing stuff. You do the social media. And you were like, I got this. Pew, pew.
I can. We have to do like little TikToks or something because TikTok's where it's at.
Okay. Is it still showing that it's recording you on your side?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not showing up on my side. I just want to make sure. Have a repeat of last week. Yeah, so hopefully we fix like the echo problem because I know last week there was a big echo problem with me and her talking over each other. With this new software, it should let us talk at the same time or just yell at each other, you know, as we do.
I also learned about microphone settings today, so there's something good there.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun hour. We were supposed to record like an hour ago, but she's just like, but what does this setting do? And like slid it to the max on everything. I'm like, what are you doing right now?
I fixed most of our echo problem. So
what do you mean most of? Are you still getting echo?
No.
Well, then it's how can you fix most of a problem if the problem's gone? You're just waiting for it to come back.
Just like my dad.
No boy. So yeah, it's been a while since I recorded, but that just means we have more fun stories to talk about. Ripley's got this amazing story. Go ahead.
What story?
No, it was so amazing. You said you didn't need an introduction for it. Go
but I can't remember. You told me to save it. Now I can't remember. Can you tell me what it was again?
No.
What was the beginning sentence?
You were like, "Hey, did you hear about?"
Did you hear? Okay, so they've solved the mystery
See
of the
how good I
Bermuda
am?
Triangle.
What
I
does that mean
read
they
an article
solved the
about it yesterday.
mystery?
So like
Is that called a satellite? Like, what do you mean?
no, so the Bermuda Triangle apparently it goes from like Cuba to Bermuda to what another island? Oh, the Panhandle or not the Panhandle, like the tip of Florida
In
to
case you didn't know,
Bermuda
it's in the shape of a triangle.
in Cuba, and it's like a triangle in the ocean, right? And all these people disappeared. And when I was a kid, I thought it was going to be a much bigger problem, and like you never hear about it anymore. So I
I
found this
see.
video in this article, and this girl on TikTok was talking about it, and I went down a rabbit hole and was like watching all these videos about it. And basically, did you know rogue waves weren't discovered until like the 70s? Like they just
Yeah,
didn't think it was possible.
yeah. There's a
Which
movie
that's
about that, isn't there? Like
yeah, I
they
made you watch it.
no, 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 not that. There's an actual
Poseidon.
like it's that's a movie that was what was that movie? That was the one where like the ship flipped upside down.
Yeah, it's like a rogue wave comes and flips the ship upside down, and then all these people have to try to get out, and only like five
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Like,
That's not what I'm talking about. There's like an actual movie where they describe like there's a guy going out on ships trying to like study oceanic like waves and patterns to try and find like these waves in the ocean, these rogue waves that just sometimes show up. Anyway,
yeah, and they found they had like basically had made like a new tower satellite type thing in the like just in the middle of the ocean to study waves and stuff. And so they started seeing rogue waves, and they simulated it. And there was the specific military ship that had gone missing with like 300 crew on board, and they simulated what would happen if a rogue wave did hit it, and it was like Titanic status, right? Like the ship just split and would be consumed by like literally swallowed by the ocean. And if you didn't have thalassophobia, now you do, because is that scary to anybody else but me? Like the idea of the ocean just
you
swallowing you
just
whole.
oh gosh, you're trying to give I I'm in like so much pain.
Are you okay? What is
I'm
happening?
dying. I don't know what's happening.
Do you need
Like I
a
said,
sinus medication?
I felt fine yesterday, and then I feel like crap this morning. But you're just trying to give people the fear of water. Is that what you're trying to do?
It's
I
just I
thought it was
think
a
the ocean
longer
is
word.
scary.
What's that? What's that long word that's used for phobias a lot?
There's the fear of long words, which is like a really long word. Hold on.
Yeah, there's that. No, I'm thinking of something else. I think I'm thinking of the fear of the number 13. Oh my gosh, that was
Hippo
loud. If you're gonna type on that,
hippopotomonstrosis quiddellophobia. Fear
yeah,
of long
that
words.
you're. I
I'll
don't
use
know
my
if
phone.
yeah, you better search that shit on your phone because you have a loud ass keyboard.
It's
You need to
very
get rid of
clickety
it.
clacky. I would like to get a new one. The fear
Get a
of the
new one
number
then.
13 is
It's like Trisco something.
triskaidekaphobia.
Yeah.
Triskaidekaphobia. It's why are they
Just
such
sky.
weird
Why is it
words? Yeah, it's like
sky?
SKAI.
Why is it not just ski? It's a good point.
Triskaidekaphobia. I don't know. Have the
it's
Google lady
just
read it to you later.
it's just easier to you can read it now. It's just easier to say than triskaidekaphobia. Triskaidekaphobia. Like it's the same thing.
There's just a lot of big words in this world. And you know,
Mhm.
some I
It's so
thought I
scary.
read a lot, right? Like I read kind of a lot. And sometimes I still come across words I don't know, and I'm like, am I stupid? Is this a common word? No, the people I read books from that they just throw in really ancient words sometimes for fun in their fantasy worlds, and then I look it up and it's like 13th century Latin, and I'm like, how was I supposed to know this?
Dude, the Latiners got it going on. They were just like they had nothing to do. They were just like, I will make my own word today. It means the feeling you get when you see the sunrise at exactly midday. And you're like, what? What does that mean? And then it's like a 13 syllable word. And you're just like, why would I need that?
Listen, they didn't have cell phones. They had nothing but time to be creative.
Yeah, they had to look it up. And then you had to go like do some PR for your word. Like you can't just make up a word and use it yourself back then because then everyone would be like, look at that
I mean,
freaking idiot. He is
Shakespeare
making
did.
up. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying though. Like you make up his own words and then he went and put them on display for hundreds of people so that they would start using his words. That's how they got words out there. But if you're just some dude on the sidewalk screaming about how the sun makes you feel at noon every day, you're dumb. Like no one's gonna be like, "Oh, that sounds like a fun word to say." No, you got to get it
I
out
like
there.
I like the word sonderful.
Sonderful.
Sonder. It's like the root word.
Well, yeah. What 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 does it mean?
I want to make sure it's the right one. But
Oh, she doesn't know. It's not her favorite word. We've been lied to.
oh, it's 'cause I got it from the internet a long time ago. It's like a Swedish word, but it's the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own.
Oh, right. Because there's that problem a lot with passing people, and you're like they're unimportant, and you're like, nah, they've had the same amount of experiences as you. You just are random occurrences in
Yeah,
theirs.
I like writing, so sometimes like when I see people out in public, I'll make like up stories about them in my head and stuff. But I like we're the main character in our own lives, right? But sometimes I just have this moment of realization where
Am
I'm like,
I?
whoa, everyone's conscious. Someone I saw that theory on on Reddit. And it was like, what if you're the only consciousness that exists and we're all just the same person? Technically, like we all share consciousness, but like we're all like interacting with each
What?
other.
I don't know what Reddits you're on, but you don't laugh at my pain. You see this? This it's a common theme. It's come up every week. You're just laughing at my pain. Uh, but I don't know what subreddits you're on because every time you're just like, "Have you seen this?" And I'm like, "No, I go on Reddit to look at like comics and memes. You go on Reddit to like they'd solved the Bermuda Triangle. Now you know you're the main character in your own
I'm
life."
on a
Like,
lot of like true crime subreddits, and then I follow like shipwreck subreddits, and I'll just go down these rabbit holes where like I'll find a new subreddit about something, like I said, like shipwrecks, and then I'm reading about shipwrecks for the next 6 hours. And wow, did you know how many shipwrecks have active warheads on them around the world from like World War II that they just can't go get because it might blow up? And there's just beaches like off the coast of England where they're just like, oh, don't swim over there because it might explode. Like,
mhm.
what?
Yeah,
You
there's
know?
this section. There's like a I think it's either a park or a field. I forget what they called it now, but it's the deadliest section of land in France, and it's a section of land that was used during World War One for trench warfare. And all it is it's filled with mortars, mines, and unexploded ordnance. And if you walk through there, there's like an 80% chance that you'll blow up. Like you just don't go there.
Are you talking about the penguin one?
The penguin one?
I
What?
saw one where there was like this abandoned minefield, and it had like pressure plate mines or whatever like they're called everywhere. And the only creatures that were light enough to live there and not set them off were penguins. And so I read that eventually like someone went in and got rid of it, all of like the mines, and made it safe, but like it's turned into like a penguin wildlife refuge for
No,
these
there.
endangered penguins.
I don't see a lot of endangered penguins in France. But like we started off with, "Hey, did you hear about this thing in France?" And you're like, "Yeah, the penguins are there."
It was related.
I mean, because there were explosives in it. Yeah, I saw a
Yeah.
video the other day of a guy. I think it was in Ukraine, and he was just like sliding anti-tank line or an anti-vehicle landmines off the road with his foot. And a bunch of comments were like, "Why would you kick these? That's so dangerous." And then people responded, and they're like, "No, they take like 1,000 pounds of pressure like on top of them to set them off. Like, sure, if you threw them, you could set them off, but he's literally just like sliding them along the road with his foot and clearing a path." I'm like, this makes it way safer than driving anywhere near them. You know?
Okay, so like theoretical questions, right, about stuff like this. So, first question: if you were being tortured, like if you were in a war or something and you were being tortured, do you think you could hold out and not give the torturer the information that they wanted from you? That's question one. We'll just start there.
I don't think it's relevant because I don't have any information that's worth torturing for. They're just
But if you
like,
did, say, like it's a hypothetical situation.
oh, they're just like, here's some nuclear launch codes. Don't tell
Okay, you
anybody.
want to know why? I recently read a book, and like there's
You
somebody
just
got
wanted to
tortured.
explain why. I
No, so they talk
understand.
about how this
Wait,
person gets tortured in this fantasy world, and how like they literally like peel her fingernails off her and stuff, and she still doesn't tell them what they want to know because they're looking for like her brother. Um and one of the main characters is like, I don't know if I could withstand torture like that. Like she's like looking at her own fingernails and she's like, I wonder if I could. So that made me think like, do you think you could withstand torture in a hypothetical situation like that? Like, did someone's like, oh, I'm gonna kill Ripley. Like, I want to know where she is. I want to kill her. and they're going to torture you to know where I am. You're
We
the only
went
one in the
wait,
world who
wait,
knows
wait,
where I
wait.
am.
We went from me knowing like nuclear launch codes and them trying to get the secret to them being like, "Where's this woman we can easily find because she doesn't leave her phone for more than 10 seconds?"
But if,
Like,
say, in a hypothetical situation where you're the only one who knows where I am, they're torturing you. Do you give up my location? Yes or no?
what do I get in return? Do I just get to live longer? Because like I'm pretty sure like you would get captured before me. Like we would just be going like they'd be chasing us down the street and then we'd get past like a block and you would just be like, well, there's my stamina, and you would stop and get caught, and
I
I'd be
can
like,
run a
well,
mile.
no, you can jog a mile. Running a mile is much
In a
different.
life or death situation, I think I could do it though. Like, because, when we do go to the gym, I can run a mile or jog a mile,
Okay,
whatever. But, I can do it. I was very surprised that I could do it. But I'm like, okay, like in a life or death situation, I think adrenaline pumping and stuff, like I could run. And I'm pretty quick. I'm small. I'm light.
you're pretty quick.
I'm good at
You have
sprinting.
never, you have never, when we've like played tag or just like anything sort of close to that, you've never outran me.
You're much faster than me.
Yeah, I'm like average. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like I run
I
like
think
an
you're above
average
average.
speed. No, I can sprint at a decent speed, but I'm still like run at an average speed.
Okay, well, would you?
Would I give you up? I don't know. I mean, like they could bribe me, maybe. I don't know about torture. You'd be like, here's like $1 million, and I'd be like, oh, I think I saw her in this exact location. Just follow it. It's on my phone. Here you go. But there's also that low. Like your location and my location are shared on our phones, so you could easily just follow each other on our phones.
I don't think I'd give you up. I think I could withstand torture only because when I'm
Nuh-uh.
in pain.
They would have to like hit your elbow a couple times, and you'd be like,
No, that's what I'm
stop
saying though.
it.
When I'm in pain though, like it's like all I can feel is the pain. I'd be like, if you're gonna try to torture me to get information out of
Are
me.
you sure? I feel like I'm sitting on clouds, and there's somebody just feeding me grapes when I'm in pain.
But like I mean, like they'd be trying to get information from me. I'd be like, you're torturing me. Like I can't speak. Like what? Like I'm in pain. I'm not speaking. Oh well, stop if you give us answers, bro. I can't talk to you if I wanted to, and I don't want to. It'd be like just kill me. Like I'm not gonna tell you shit. I'm in pain.
I'm like, man, this sucks. Can you just kill me? And they're like, what? Don't you want to live? And you're like,
Okay.
not after this. No.
Okay. And then second question:
Sure.
you're in a war, mythical, fantasy, real. It doesn't matter.
Why was mythical
Say
first?
it because it's say like related to the book
You're in a
question still.
mythical war or a real one, either way.
Would you die to save a ton of other people and like win the war?
And win the war? Oh, sure. If I'm just saving a ton of other people and then they're all going to get killed anyway, then it doesn't really matter.
It's like I always see this in books and movies and stuff where there's like one person willing to be like the guy who jumps on the grenade or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen Captain America. I watched it.
But like stuff like that. I don't know if I could do that.
You don't know if you could jump on a grenade to save a bunch of people? You're just
I
weighing their
spent
you're playing the trolley problem in real life. Like
well,
you're
yeah,
just like,
I think about
if
it
I
though.
jump on it, I die and they all live. Like these, I don't know. Let's say there's a
I'm not trying
dozen
to get too
people.
serious, but
No, no,
I spent a lot of time in my life not wanting to be alive, and now that I do want to be alive, I read stuff like that, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I could do that. Like I worked a really long time to enjoy things, and now I would
I
just have
worked
to
so long to be
die.
alive.
It's like, have you ever read Divergent? Did you read the Divergent series?
No, I watched the movies and they were not good.
So the movies sucked, right? The books are really good, but and I think it's been long enough. Who cares about spoilers for this books? But in Allegiant, like she kills off Triss. Like Triss has to sacrifice herself to save everyone in the world, basically.
Yeah, these
Um,
are names. Mm-hmm.
the main character of Divergent.
Sure.
However, people were so upset about it. Like I literally bawled my eyes out. I remember because it was really upsetting because like they kind of like set it up to do that, but they just talked about how she finally had found her family and all this stuff, and then she finally forgave her brother for the betrayal he did in Divergent and all these things, and then they were like, oh, okay, now she's gonna go kill herself. Like it was horrible and awful and traumatizing. They did not finish the movies because the second one, Allegiant and whatever I don't know, remember what the other two were. Frankly, Insurgent and Allegiant, they were really bad movies. I read the books and I had no fucking clue what was going on. When I watched the second movie for the first time, I was like, what
I can come back
is the
later if
plot?
you. I'm just kind of chilling out here. What are you just
What?
going on
I
like
thought we were
this long
talking.
rant? I haven't talked in like a couple minutes. I'm just sitting here
Okay, you
listening.
talk then.
No, I like this recap of the series. You know,
They
normally
were really bad
with
and they didn't finish it for a
conversations,
reason.
normally with conversations, you say like a couple sentences, and then I could either be like mm-hmm or no, or like tell you my own thoughts. This one,
You
I
did that
was
to me
just like,
last time. There were several minutes, like last time, where you were just talking for like 5-10 minutes, and I was just like, okay, chilling. I would try to say something. You were like, ah.
no, yeah, because you kept talking at the same time as me, and I'm trying to wait to talk. Never mind. I had a problem the other day. It's not a
Just the other day.
hypothetical. It's not a hypothetical problem. I had this problem. I'll tell you my solution to it afterward. But I'm gonna give you this problem. So I bought a case of water bottles, just like standard, like plastic bottles of water, right? I brought them up the stairs, and being the physical perfection that I am, somehow the stairs moved and I tripped, and they tripped me, and barely. That's what happened. And so the waters that were in my hand thus cushioned my fall. So when I picked them up, I was like, are they leaking? Are they good? And I looked at it and I didn't see anything. So I came in, I put it down. I went and did other stuff, whatever. Then I came back about, I don't know, 10 minutes later, and I picked up the case of water, and there was water on the ground. Not a lot, just a little bit. Now, here is the issue that I had. I had to determine which of these bottles has a hole in it. Now, how would you go about determining which of them has a leak
I,
without opening like the tops of any of them?
I would have picked up each bottle and squeezed it.
See, that's what I did. And then right, like that's what I did. That seems like the common approach would be to pick it up and squeeze it. Less common is the thought of where should I be squeezing these at? Because I was just like, well, they're on the ground. I'll squeeze them here. Definitely squeezed them, and then had to go find some towels because I was it was like the second to last bottle. It was only one bottle that had a leak, which was interesting. But I squeeze a bottle and I go, nope, nothing, and I would put it over off to the side, and we have this little entryway of just like tile floor, and then it goes to carpet. So I was putting all the ones that were good to go, still sealed, over on the carpet, and picking up these ones off of the tile floor. And I pick up this like second to last water bottle, and I went squeeze, and a little bit came down my arm, and I was like, oh, is it this one? So I turned it around to verify, like, oh, water is coming out of this one. And I went squeeze, and it just exploded. And I was like, what the it was just a bottle of water on the floor. And I was like, probably was that one then. And then I was like, great. So then I was water all over the carpet, all over all the other waters, all over the ground. And I was like, well, time to go get a towel. So my task of putting away water bottles was lengthened by like, I don't know, 15 minutes while I was drying everything off.
Good Lord.
It was a whole thing.
Are you okay from falling on the stairs?
No, I died.
God, my nose just got so itchy.
Your nose is what?
My nose just got really itchy.
No, yeah.
We should have sandwiches after this.
Sandwiches.
I'm hungry.
You're always hungry, but never at the right time.
So ever.
Right? Oh, okay. So I watched that episode of Futurama the other day where they all get like the new phones installed. Don't I hit the mic? In their eyes, the iPhones, not a parody of anything, obviously. And there's
Don't sue me.
There's a line in there where Fry asks, "Since when is the internet about robbing people of their privacy?" And Bender says, "August 6, 1991." Do you know what happened on August 6, 1991? Because I thought it was just a random date or like something that they made up.
No, I wasn't alive yet.
I mean, I wasn't alive in 1776, but I know the general of what happened that year in America. So I'm just throwing that out
I
there.
don't know what happened August 6th, 1991.
So August 6, 1991 is the day when the first website went live on the internet. And that is the day that the internet was about robbing people of their privacy. I thought that was really funny. I sent you a meme about that the other day too.
Did you?
It was probably a while back now, but the writers of Futurama had like 5 PhDs and a couple doctorates as well and some masters. And one of the writers was like, "I think we're the most overqualified writers for any cartoon." And I was like, "Hey, you know what? But it works out, so it's fine."
I saw that. Yeah, we send each other a lot of memes.
Sometimes.
I don't have that many because you're on Reddit all the time, so I don't bother sending the Reddit ones to you because you've seen them already.
You don't bother. So wow, how mean! You're just like, I don't want you to enjoy this because you might have enjoyed it already. I see. Like no double enjoyment for you. No. You're only allowed to enjoy something once. All right. That was a lot of phlegm. That's fine.
Are you okay?
I don't know. It's just this morning. Last night I felt fine. Yesterday I felt
Is it the
fine. The day
cedar?
before I felt fine. Why are you blaming cedar trees for everything? I'm just gonna blow cedar dust in your face whenever you make me mad.
No, I
Like,
hate
what happened?
cedar.
Just blow it
I
at
didn't
you.
know I was allergic to it till we moved here.
How do you know you're allergic to it?
I don't know. I just always have problems when I'm outside around cedar.
When you're outside, like you go up and go, "That's a cedar tree," and I'm sniffling. Therefore, it's your fault. Like, what do you
It's
mean?
just like the areas of town that have cedar trees, like I feel really bad around.
The areas of you have it on a map? Do you have the map of
No,
cedars?
like at my job.
Is it like a sex offender registry?
I worked
You're
in
just
Cedar
like, here's
Park
the
for a
map.
little bit.
I worked in Cedar Park. Oh, okay.
Listen, I just think it's cedar. I don't know. I've had allergy tests done, and they told
Just
me I didn't have
blaming
any
random
allergies.
trees.
I had like blood allergy tests done, and they said they didn't see any allergies or anything like that. And I'm like, well, I constantly have allergy fucking symptoms. I don't know what you want from me. Like, I hate that. That's the worst part. That's why I don't like going to the doctor a lot. Like, you're always like, go to the doctor. And I'm like, every time I go to the doctor, they're like, you shouldn't be having this problem. And I'm like, yes, I know. That's why I'm here. And then they're like,
No,
well,
you don't have this problem.
it doesn't seem like you should have a problem, but I do. Can you help me? So I'm like, whatever. I ate a lot of garlic and ginger and hope for the best. I feel like that's what a lot of Americans' healthcare plans are. They're like, I'm going to eat
garlic and ginger. I eat garlic. I don't know about ginger, though.
Ginger's really good for your immune system.
Is it?
Want me to make ramen tonight?
It's the worst.
Do you need a second to yourself, sir?
I'm just dying. It's fine. Oh, man.
So, what other stories do you want to tell? You want to talk about traveling?
Yeah, we can talk about traveling. In a minute. You tell it. I'm dying. Oh my gosh.
Do you need a water? So he's dying, but I don't know if any of you tried to travel this past week during the holidays. But originally we were supposed to go see our family on a Southwest flight.
All right, I'm back alive.
On Monday, and that did not happen. Southwest
on a Monday. I mean, you can give the date. We're not there anymore.
it was like we were supposed to be the 26th through the 30th because we don't see our family a lot since we don't live there anymore. And we get there, and 10 minutes before we're supposed to board our plane, they send us a text saying our flight was canceled. We're like, cool.
I thought that was strange. I thought they would send it earlier, but they were just like, get ready to. Oh, it's canceled.
Clearly, their communication system is just trash. So we get into a really, really long line for assistance with rebooking our flight. He also tries to call their customer service line. We're in line for like 2 hours almost, like an hour and a half, I think it was. What was like, was that accurate?
Yeah, we were in line for almost 2 hours. I was on hold for like an hour and 40 minutes. They never answered. So we just went up to the front, was like, what's happening? And they're like, we don't have a flight crew. We're like, it's kind of
And the
your only
poor
job
lady
is
was
to fly people to
training.
places. Yeah, the gate agent that was helping us was training that day, which was just awesome. But we looked it
She
up.
was really nice.
Yeah, we looked it up between the 23rd and I think it was like the 28th or 27th, one of the two. There had been nationally, there had been what 2,700 canceled flights, and Southwest had canceled 2,500 of them. And I was like,
Yeah, it was like
mm,
75% of flight cancellations were Southwest, and
yeah.
literally just due to their company's own negligence of not updating their systems and scheduling and like making.
Yeah, I supposedly it was just a scheduling like thing. They couldn't schedule enough people. Like they still had enough employees, like pilots and flight attendants and everything, but they just couldn't schedule them properly, I guess. But they announced was it Thursday night that they redid their entire scheduling system, and a lot of more of their flights took off Friday and Saturday. So it seems like it's helping. Their flights are still been like delayed a lot, but it looks like they're getting back on track to actually
Hmm.
going
For a
places.
company that
But
participated in $1 billion in stock buyback during COVID, you think they could do better?
I don't know. But yeah, we had a whole issue. We checked our bags Monday morning, and when that whole thing happened, we were like, okay, well, we gotta rebook flights. We rebooked on an American flight to get out there and come back.
I
No
love American,
issues.
frankly.
No, yeah,
I
this
like
week.
their little. They have these things that'll hold your cell phone now. So if you want to watch a movie on your phone, you can just set it there and
Oh
your neck
yeah, in the
doesn't
back of
hurt.
the seats.
And
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
chargers and free soda. So you know what? Like I would fly American again.
And yeah. American's what I used to fly a lot.
Frontier kind of treats you like a criminal, is how I felt.
Like a
Like
criminal. Frontier did
they're
treat us
like,
like criminals, but
you need to
but
measure your. Everybody needs to measure their bag as they get on the plane. What, lady? Isn't it too late for this now? Like,
no, they're trying to make more money, man. That's how they get it. But so our checked bags on Monday morning, we got new flights for a Wednesday morning flight out to Vegas. So we went down to go pick up our luggage. We were like, "Hey, can we get our checked bags back so that we can take them with us on Wednesday?" And they were like, "No, we have over 5,000 bags in the back of the airport, like past security. If you want yours back, the earliest we can get it back to you on this side of security is Friday morning." And we were like, Friday morning? Like, we'll be gone by then. Like, we're going to fly to Vegas Wednesday morning. She's like, well, is that the same place that your bags were headed today? I said, yeah. She goes, okay, well, then just let us take them. We'll just leave them with us. We'll get them to Vegas. And then Wednesday morning, you can just, in Vegas, you could just go to the Southwest pickup area and pick up your bags. And I was like, okay, I hope that they're there. Yeah, and then we got in Wednesday morning on American. Somehow our bags got there. I don't know what flight they were on because there were only like two flights Monday and Tuesday from Austin to Vegas on Southwest. I don't know if they had just like hitched a ride, excuse me, on an American flight or what, but they were there. And then
I was very surprised.
I did have to yell at an airport employee because she was being not nice. She
You
I
yelled at someone?
yeah, I was yeah, I did. I
Was I there?
Yeah,
I don't
you were
remember
in
this.
line at the office to go check where our bags were, and I was going to go check the luggage that's sitting out to see if our bags were there. And so I walked over, like through one of those little airport like whoop, dealy bop lines, to go look for our bags. And she's like, "Oh, you can't be back here." And I was like, "Well, I can't even check for my bags." She's like, "No, because then people would just be walking off with random bags." And I said, "Well, then why don't you have someone like at an exit point where I can show you that these are my bags?" Like I'll pull up my ID and my little ticket stub for my bags, and you can just double check with me over there. And she's like, "Well, did you check with the office to make sure they're here?" And I said, "No, it's going to be much quicker if I can just walk over there and look at the bags because I know what they look like." Because the line for the office was not moving. Like we'd stood in
Yeah, they
line for
had
like
like
20
one
minutes.
person inside, and then they had five people outside just milling around the bags, like
Mm-hmm.
chilling.
Yeah, they had five people out in the bags, like doing almost nothing, and I was like, "Okay, well, can you check then?" So she's like, "No, you can't be here. You have to leave." And I'm like, "Well, can you check then?" And she's like, "Do you have the tickets?" I'm like, "Still, yes. Like I just told you that." And I pulled it out and I showed it to her and I said, these are the 2 tickets. And she typed in one of the numbers in like a little computer that she had, by the way. Like it wasn't like she had to go out of her way. She typed it in, went, it says they arrived. I'll go check. And she went up and down this like long ass line of bags. Meanwhile, I was just standing over there and I was like, we have a unique bag. Like it's covered in like little cartoon dogs. Like it's not
Yeah.
like a black and gray suitcase. I'm like, I know what it looks like. I can just walk down the aisle and tell you what it looks like. But no, she told me I wasn't allowed to go in that area. So I sat there and we watched her go up and check every bag down up and down this aisle for like an 8-digit number that she had to match to this bag. Meanwhile, I was like, oh, it's the one with dogs on it. You could just skip all those ones that are
Yeah.
gray, but whatever. And she
And then with
finally
our
found
duffel
it.
bag.
Yeah, she finally found it, brought it over, and was like, here you go. And I was like, thank you. Can I get my other one? And she goes, what does it look like? I said, it's a duffel bag. I can go pick it out. Like, it's probably right around here. We walked. She's like, yeah, you can go in. And I was like, oh, now I can go in and search because you're with me, like a normal fucking like process. Like, what do you? I walked over and I went, it's this one. I picked it up. She goes, oh, it is this one. And I went, wow, crazy how that works, isn't it?
It took him like 30 seconds. It was so
Like I
funny.
walked over and went, there it is, grabbed it and left. And I was like,
Yeah,
what?
honestly, I can't blame them though, because like they were stressed. Like they were not the
Just
most
about nothing. They were
organized.
barely walking around.
But I just
Weren't
thought it was funny.
doing
Like the guy
anything.
behind us was trying to get a bag, and so there was one person helping this guy behind me while Jordan was like, doing stuff with the other tenant, looking for our bags. And I'm just listening, and there's somebody helping him, and this lady starts yelling at him like, "You can't be back here! You can't be doing this!" And the other lady is like, "No, I'm helping him," and she's like, "You can't be back here, sir." And the lady's like, "No, I'm helping him."
Yeah, they
And
were
she's like,
not.
"Oh, okay."
They were not okay with their process. Like they didn't know
It
what was
was
happening. I was like,
a mess.
yeah, it was a whole thing. But yeah, that was our week, and then we had to take a different flight back. We were gonna get back on Friday, and we ended up getting back yesterday, which is why this episode is late because we were gonna record Saturday morning, but now we're recording Sunday morning because we got back yesterday. So
We made it home. That's all that matters.
yeah, we got home and we had all of our stuff. That's what we got. Other than that, I mean, we went out to see like my parents a couple weeks ago, your parents, my other parents, all the parents for
I'm good for a
Christmas.
while.
I'm good for a while. I don't know who else we haven't seen. But I'm good with not traveling for a little bit. I'm okay with it.
I just find it like exhausting.
Well, we've gone out of town every weekend for like 6 weeks now, and this weekend will be decent to just stay here, Oh man. I learned something interesting the other day. I don't know about interesting as so much as like a bleak outlook for American people. It's
Yeah.
it was a statistic. It said more people in America believe that they have seen a ghost than the people who have believed that they have met a trans person. Yeah, right. It's a weird. So, according to this I don't know, census data or study or what it was, 18% of Americans claim that they have seen a ghost, and 16% of Americans say that they have met a trans person. So there you have it. Ghosts are more common than trans people. That's just how it works.
Ugh.
And no, it's fact. You can't
And I
dispute
hate that.
it now.
And then podcast right now. Trans people are people, and we support them. Whatever. I have to listen to people like say the like most fucked up shit. So, like my parents the other day were talking about it at dinner, and I was just like, I think you can just respect what people want to be called, and it doesn't have to have any effect on your life. Like you don't need to think about it longer than that. Like it's none of your business. And my parents just like we're talking about it, like I don't know, and I'm like, no, we don't need to talk about this in this restaurant. We're moving on.
Yeah. Oh, moving slightly back to our just previous conversation, I did gain 6 pounds in this past like 2 weeks just from
Really?
eating all this food. Yeah. I weighed myself
I
this
did
morning. I
not.
was like, oh.
I don't weigh myself. I just eat and hope for the best.
Yeah. Gotta start working out and stuff, or who knows what.
Why did
I'm
we
just
both do that?
I'm just staring at you. Yeah. Why do we both do that?
I was gonna say something and I can't remember what. Oh my god, TikTok lately is like really hard for me to be on. I don't know if I've told you that,
No.
but like,
What a
I grew up
tragedy.
on, I was with the internet early stages or whatever. I was there when Tumblr was created. Like, I had an early account.
1992. Yeah.
Shut up. Um,
It's 1 year later,
but
right?
like Tumblr, there used to be a lot of like pro eating disorder type things going on. Um, and like just like really shitty problematic stuff like that. I'm noticing that's happening on TikTok again, and I hate it because it like they won't stop recommending me like these diet apps and diet ads. And um I think I told you people are getting like their cheek fat removed so they don't have round faces anymore, and I'm just like,
Oh, maybe I should do that. Look.
no. I think that I know a lot of people have plastic surgery or cosmetic procedures and stuff, and that's fine if that's what they want to do. Like I'm not against it, but I just think it's so sad that people feel like they all need to look the same. Like people who I've seen a lot of stories about people who have gotten like nose jobs and then they feel really sad afterwards because they had like a Jewish nose or whatever. And they're like, I used to look at my face and see my family, and now I just see like, you know, an Instagram ad.
An
Um,
Instagram ad.
but I think it's really sad because like people are like losing a lot of their cute individualistic characteristics,
Yeah,
you
but
know.
they don't sell well on the internet.
And it also makes me feel like shit because I can't block these ads. Like I've tried, I'm not allowed to block their official advertisements. Like, and then it's like, oh, do you want to lose weight? How much weight should you lose? I don't need to lose any weight. If you want to lose weight, that's awesome for you. That's a dangerous mindset for some people, though. Like I
Right.
don't need to lose weight, and an app telling me I need to do that makes me really uncomfortable, actually. So be safe out there on the internet, y'all, because it is not good right now.
I
Like I said, I used to do Tumblr and stuff, and like the shit I looked at
mean,
when I was like 12, 13 was probably really traumatic for my my growing up.
my upbringing and whatnot.
Yeah, like my
Uh,
growing brain did not know how to
and
process that.
and less disorder news. We started playing Lego Star Wars, the new
We
one,
did start
the
playing Lego
Skyward
Star
Saga.
Wars, and it's so fun.
She's having way more fun than I thought she would because, like, I played the original six, I guess the original trilogy, whatever it was, and it's probably my favorite Lego game. But this one is very interesting because it's very different. It changed a lot of the mechanics from like traditional Lego games. Like there's open world and like only some of the levels like have the same aspects, and there's just a lot of controls that they put in this new one that I'm still like struggling to get on with because the older ones you're just like, yeah, you have four little hearts and you go around and you beat up other people and they break into Legos.
I still have no clue what my
I'm
health
like,
means in the game. I just lose
yeah,
health sometimes and die.
yeah. Sometimes your health goes down, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, so we're having a lot of fun with that. But I was talking about you've been watching Star Wars, like the actual movies, not the Lego
Yeah,
movies.
I've almost
And
finished episode 3 because it's been a long time since I like watched them
yeah,
all.
you're halfway through three. But I came across this "Would you rather" question the other day, and I thought it'd be fun to ask you: Is would you rather talk like Yoda for the rest of your life or breathe like Darth Vader?
Breathe like Darth Vader.
That took a minute. Why?
I already talk kind of weird sometimes. I don't need to add to it.
You don't need
Then
to
people
add
will
to it.
really know I'm messed up.
You breathe like Darth Vader. You just every time you go to the doctor, they're gonna be like, "Your asthma's gotten worse," and you're like, "No." But the question
Do
is
I get a
too:
cool mask to
if
go
you
with it? Like,
breathe
is it just
right,
how I
that's what I'm
sound?
saying.
Or
Like, do you just sound like that and appear normal, or do you actually have to have like your lungs replaced and like talk like and like sound like that? You know?
no, I think I told you, but I was on the Star Wars subreddit and like somebody was talking about that, like how he was put in that suit to make him angry and increase his pain, so his dark side powers would, like draw from his pain and anger. But somebody was like,
Could
you
be.
have to think about the fact that he went through that surgery where they replaced his lungs and all these things with like metal and robot parts and no anesthetic, no nothing. Like
Oh yeah, he
Vader
was just
raw
laying
dogged his
there, and they're
entire
just like,
body being replaced. That freaks me out. Thinking about that, I'm like, okay, Anakin deserved better. I know he was an angry little shit, but he deserved better.
he
And I just
deserved
watching it
better.
frustrates me
No,
because half of the problems in this, I mean, he did murder like all those sand people. I got to that part and
and the
Padme was
children.
just like, no, literally, he goes, and I killed the women. and the children too. And Padme is just like, oh, Annie. And I'm like, girl, that is like, that's not even a red flag. That's like a nuclear siren,
Okay,
you
but
know?
like if your mom got sold to sand people and they like did that to your mom and you were just like, but I have a light stick. I mean,
I wouldn't kill the women and the children.
oh yeah,
I
anybody
wouldn't do
there?
that.
No more sand people. No more reciprocate. You can't get any more sand people anymore. They're just gone.
But, you know, it's just like he could have just talked to her literally at any point. He could have just said to Padme, I'm struggling with these feelings and I don't know what to do because I'm being told all these different things. She was a fucking senator. She was smart as shit. Every time he actually did talk to her and listen to her, things went well. And then towards the end, he's just like, oh, but now I'm scared. You're gonna
I
die in
oh my gosh.
pregnancy. Like, don't
I
be a little
saw
bitch, Anakin.
I saw the greatest meme the other day, and it was just like a little cartoon, like comic, and it was Yoda and like the Jedi Council. Excuse me, and they were talking about who to send with Padme to like protect her on that like the whatever mission it was, I forget. And the choices were, you know, Obi-Wan or Anakin. And they're like, Obi-Wan, we can't send you. She'll just fall in love with you. You're just too dreamy. And they're like, Anakin, what's your best pickup line? And he goes, sand. I don't like sand. It's coarse. And they go, oh, you're perfect. You're going. Like,
I will say, I don't. Who's the
it's
actor that
everywhere.
plays Obi Wan?
Ewan McGregor. What's his name?
He is an attractive man. You know, they go from episode 1 to 2 or whatever, and he grows up. I was like, that's the same Obi Wan, really? Like,
Yep.
he was like a child, and now he's like a man. So I
Yeah.
thought it was a little strange. But Ewan McGregor, I think I'll see him on other stuff. He looks nice. I like him. You're right. Padme and him, too much chemistry. But then she fell for the fucking like 21-year-old who she met as like a child.
Yeah. She was like, I remember when you won that pod race for me. Mm.
He was literally like, he looks like the kid who plays him in episode 1. It looks like a cherub, you know? Like he's
I
just
think
so round and blonde.
the kid who played like young Anakin, I think he got like bullied in school for doing that role. I'm pretty sure he
Really?
did. Yeah.
That kid's probably set for life, though.
Who was it? It was like,
You know what also did make me laugh in Star Wars Episode
yeah,
3?
Jake Lloyd was his name.
In Episode 3, like after, you know, Anakin's getting all scared because Padme is probably going to die in childbirth and he's having scary dreams. I thought it was so funny because both of them are like, I promise you won't die in childbirth. Did you know that is still one of the leading causes of death for women of like childbearing ages? Like maternal death rates are very high. Like giving birth is like a really risky thing. People die all the time during it. You cannot make promises like that. Why would you do that? The Force cannot save you.
Oh, dude, he was in Jingle All the Way.
Really?
Yeah,
Look him
Jake
up now.
Lloyd. Do you know what? We were watching Solar Opposites like a couple weeks ago, and they did a whole episode about Jingle All the Way. That's funny. I didn't know he was in that.
The kind of a short little guy.
Kind of a short little guy.
Yeah, he's 5'5" apparently.
Was he? Oh, I don't know. I'm just kind of looking around. Yeah, I thought he got like bullied in school or something. I don't know. Something happened to him. One of these pictures looks like a mugshot, so I don't. I'm not entirely sure.
He retired from acting in 2000.
Let's see. He was
And
arrested.
then apparently in 2012, he started doing documentaries.
Yeah. He was arrested on charges including resisting arrest and failing to stop for police officer. This was a while ago, but you know. This was 20.
Oh, apparently he was schizophrenic.
Oh yeah. That could be it too.
That's really hard. Schizophrenia is like one of the hardest things to live with, like, or one of the hardest mental illnesses to live with. Like, even with medication, it's really difficult to control and like understand. And then some people, when they're old, like their symptoms just go away, and people don't know why. Like they'll just suddenly be fine.
I've been reading a lot of dad jokes just to relax, and I think they're very entertaining.
Yeah, tell me a few.
Okay. Well, I didn't. I had that book that you gave me that's over there, and I read through most of those. But then, otherwise, I'm just like, what are some other ones? There's like some. I forget the YouTube channel, but one of the channels that I've been watching, a bunch of their shorts are just them telling dad jokes, which is funny too. It was like, what lights up a soccer stadium?
Mm.
A soccer match. Thank you. Like it's, you can just look these up. There's so many of them, and I love them
I've only
all.
got like one joke.
I can't wait. Oh, you have a joke? Let's hear it.
Okay, do you want to hear a joke about construction?
Sure.
Never mind, I'm still working on it.
Nailed it.
That's my favorite joke to tell.
Is it?
Because it's so stupid, and then it usually takes people a minute to understand, and then they're like, "Wait a minute," and they're like, "That's dumb and funny."
Why is Peter Pan always flying? Because he never lands.
I like that one. Do you have anything else to talk about?
What do you mean?
I feel like we had so many stories this week and things that you were like, "Don't talk about that yet," and now you're just like, "Dad jokes."
You don't like my dad jokes? Oh, that's so mean.
No, they're fine. I just like want to talk
Fine.
about
No,
stories and
no
stuff.
more dad jokes. I'll just sit here.
Shout out to Canada.
To Canada. We were
Are we
at
still having
dinner.
poutine?
Yes, we need to get cheese curds after this, and then we can
Okay.
definitely have some. We were at dinner last night, and I don't know if you noticed the couple at the table next to us. They
Oh, I
seem like
noticed.
they seem like they went there a lot because like all of the waiters and we were at a Brazilian steakhouse, and for those who don't know, they
Very expensive and very delicious.
yeah, it was New Year's Eve though. But for those who don't know how it works, they bring you usually have a card that's like a red side and a green side, and if you put it on the green side, they'll just bring over like big slabs of different cuts of meat, and you can just grab whatever you want, and it's all you can eat, and it's very nice. If you enjoy all the different kinds of meat, then I would definitely recommend it. But anyway, so you get a lot more interaction with a lot of the staff because you don't just have one server; you have a constant like bout of people that come over and give you food, and a lot of them knew or at least recognized the couple that was next to us. So we're like, oh, they must come here, quite a lot. And they were like a normal couple. They were talking, everything was fine. But several times throughout the night or like throughout their dinner, the guy would just open his phone and just answer a call like in the middle of like the conversation with whoever he was with, the waiters, the like his date or wife or whoever it was.
I think it was his wife.
Probably, but it didn't matter. And she would just like in the middle of talking, like she would be mid sentence. He would just go hello and like start talking, and then she would just stop mid sentence and just start eating. And I was like, "Is that normal? Do you normally just like get cut off with like random phone calls?" And he would be on the phone for I don't know, like 10 minutes at a time, where she would just be like eating like a little bit, like pieces of meat and stuff, and like ordering more things. And I was like, it's kind of like a like I understand you come here a lot, but last night we were there for New Year's Eve. I'm like, you'd think you'd like pay more attention or like, hey, it's a
No, it
special
seemed like
night.
it
I
had a
was
pretty
like,
good balance though, and like you said, she definitely seemed like she was used to it because
mm,
I was watching because I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of rude, like whatever, because I noticed he was on the phone for a while, but it was like they had it down to a pat. Like he would put the phone down, they just go right back into their conversation. Like they weren't like ignoring each other; they were like having conversations, talking to each other. He would talk to the waiters and stuff when they come out, but he did get on the phone a lot, and I was like, that's interesting. Like
yeah, it was
I've
an
never seen
interesting
like it so
like,
balanced like that
dynamic.
though.
Oh man, can we?
Because that
Yeah,
would drive me bonkers. I'd be like, really? Again? Like,
yeah.
fuck.
You were talking about Google and stuff earlier. Can we talk for a second about how terrible you are at Googling things?
No.
Oh man, no, I'm. It's happening. So you're terrible.
Don't make fun of me. I'm hungry.
I'll make fun of you. That's how we get the peoples to listen. You can make fun of me too, but I'm just so awesome. I mean, good luck. You, but you are terrible at googling things.
I
So
am not
we
terrible at Googling things.
okay. You're terrible at googling the correct things to get the answers that I want and that you want. That's what happened. Like you're not terrible at like typing things in and hitting go. You're not terrible at that part. But like we were driving up to my parents' house for Christmas, and we live pretty close to the edge of Austin. We drive like 10, 15 minutes, and we're outside of Austin. Now we'd been driving for I don't know about an hour, I'd say.
I thought it was like 45 minutes.
Uh-huh. Either way, 45 minutes or an hour. And there's this big plume of black smoke that I can see out in front of us. And I said, "Oh, I wonder what's on fire." And she goes, "Oh, I'll look it up." I went, "Okay." And about, I don't know, 5 minutes later, she goes, "I can't find anything. It says there's a lot of fires in Austin today." And I went, "What the hell did you Google?" And she goes, "Well, I Googled fires in Austin." We haven't been in Austin for half an hour. What do you mean? I Googled fires
Listen,
in
I didn't
Austin. I was
know.
like,
I didn't know.
she's like, "Well, I don't know where I am." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you have a phone. You can just look up where you are on the GPS. Like, you just open the
Like,
map and go,
fires
oh,
near me.
that's the town that I'm near, and just search that." I was, oh, you just start Googling you Google random stuff every time. And it's so funny to me every time.
It makes sense when I'm typing it.
Yeah, fires near Austin. And it's just like, why didn't it bring up a map of all the active fires in Texas? I don't understand. Like, oh yeah, you had to wake up at like 8:30 today. Oof.
No, I'm just hungry.
You're just
I need,
hungry? Well, that
I need
sucks.
sustenance.
Yeah, you're moving around a lot over here.
Yeah, my coffee's kicking in. I'm getting antsy.
Your coffee's get. Oh, I see. I should just not give you coffee. That's what it is. No.
Ah.
You got a new coffee grinder. Did you use that yet?
I've not tried the new coffee grinder. I didn't have enough time to make a French press because I thought we were recording earlier, or I would have ground up coffee and made French press coffee for us.
Mm. I still think you could have.
I mean, do you want me to make you some?
No,
Maybe.
I thought you were going to use it. You were like excited about it, but you also told me you can't use it like in the morning. You have to do it ahead of time. Is that just for the noise? The coffee grinder part?
When did I say that?
Earlier, like when you got it, and I was like, "Well, there goes all my." I said, "There goes all my quiet mornings," and you're like, "No, you do it ahead of time. You got to let it sit."
Oh, I said I can do it ahead of time.
Oh, which no, you did not. You said you got to do it ahead of time. I went, okay. Oh man, so we went to Vegas to see my parents and her parents and whatnot, and we went out shopping one of the days, and they bought us some lovely little shot glasses, one for me and one for Ripley, because we collect shot glasses
Yeah,
from
I like
places
shot
we go.
glasses.
And we lived in Vegas for most of our lives, so we don't really have any Vegas like memorabilia
Like
or
touristy
items
stuff.
or like touristy things. So we actually went into like a Vegas like touristy shop, and we got some matching T-shirts,
Mhm.
and then we each picked out a shot glass because we collect them. We're like, we're not here that often. So they got put in our stockings. And Saturday or Friday morning when we were doing Christmas presents, we started with
Yeah, we're doing our family
stockings,
Christmas.
and she grabs this bag of pork rinds out of the top of the stocking, and she rips it out of there. Mach 10. You couldn't even get past it. She was excited about that pork skin. All right. She had no regard for anything in her way, nearly like knockout punch the person next to her.
No, I
And
didn't.
then,
That's dramatic.
oh, it was too, you just couldn't see it because you were too busy with the sound of shattered glass all over the floor. The dog was over there. We had to like
The
grab the
dog was right
dog.
there. We were like, no.
She was trying to like eat this glass because she's like, someone threw something on the floor for me in such a dramatic way. I gotta get there now.
Who puts a
Me,
shot glass at the top tucked into the bag though?
it
Like,
wasn't tucked into the bag. It was sitting right on top. I had the same thing. I had a bag of pork rinds, and then I had a shot glass, and they were sitting side by side right next to each other.
my stocking was tighter than yours, and they were like all tucked in
Tighter
there.
than nothing. If you grab the shot glass, it makes room for the pork rinds to come out. But you were just like, give me them rinds. And you just yanked that
I
way
had no
out.
clue it was in there.
Oh my gosh. You just yanked it out, shattered glass everywhere. We had gotten it the day before. Never even got to see a drop of alcohol. It just
I never
dead,
thought that they would
dead
put that
on
red there.
release.
I'm sorry. Like everyone knows how clumsy I am. Just
How
asking for trouble.
you can't put it in there. They had already made the stockings before we like even got there, and then they got the shot glasses for us afterwards. Where are they going to put them? They can't put them in the
Yeah,
bottom.
I'm just clumsy,
Mm-hmm.
and I
So
didn't know it was
she
there.
So you shattered that shot glass. It went everywhere, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, crazy!" And then the best part is, I used mine later that day, and then forgot it in Vegas. So we
Yep.
have neither of them. We have neither of the shot
Neither of the
glasses
shot
that we
glasses. It's
bought,
fine.
but
We'll go back one day.
we do have the shirts. So at least there's that.
And I got like an entire sweatpants set from Vans.
I'm
It's
sorry.
really
Oh
comfy.
yeah, the sweatpants. Yeah, you're upset because they didn't have the right color, and they were like, "No, we don't have that in maroon. They don't make it." And I'm like, "They don't make sweatpants in the color maroon? That seems
I just,
crazy to me."
because I wanted to get the matching set because they had these like cropped sweatshirt hoodie things. And
Mhm.
so there was the pink one, but I really didn't want the pink one. I wanted like the maroon one, but they only had like booty shorts for the maroon one. And I was like, I want sweatpants.
Is that what those were? I thought those were just shirts that I didn't understand.
Yeah, no, they had like cut off shorts, but I was like, I want sweatpants. I don't have a lot of sweatpants. Most of my sweatpants are really old and worn out. Like,
Man, this plant gets sadder every time I look at it. Like last week, if you watch the okay, did that even pick up? I don't even know if it did. It did visually. I don't know if it did audio. Nice.
I gotta
I
use the
think she was
bathroom.
trying to like pinch an invisible ghost nipple. Like boop boop.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Are you okay, ma'am?
Yeah, I gotta use the bathroom.
Oh my gosh, she died. She's dying constantly now. We got a new blanket for the couch. You can see it in the background of her camera over there. Yeah, but like if you watch the video portion, which is up on YouTube, if you watch that portion for the first two episodes, the Christmas tree was in the background. It was all good. We had a freeze about a week ago now, where it dropped down about 20 degrees. Most of the country was frozen at that point. But we had forgotten to bring in the plant that was outside because it had thrived outside. Excuse me. And we brought it in, and it just kind of melted away. So we got to replace that today. That should be a fun endeavor. We tried saving it; it froze to death. That's what happened. I don't know what happened with her. Oh, she's coming back. We were not talking about her. No one make that accusation. It's fine.
Listen, you better not be talking shit while I'm dealing with my organs shedding themselves.
Nah, I would not do that. Certainly not while you weren't around to defend yourself or anything.
What did you say?
Nothing. And what's what are you talking about? Why would I say something?
I talk nicely about you behind your back.
Do you though?
I do. One
Well,
time
in
I was
public,
talking.
sure, and then you're
I was
just in a
talking
private group
to.
chat, but like this little piece of crap.
I was
over
at
here.
work, like at like a like lunch with a bunch of the other managers, and I was talking about you for a little bit, and then one of the other managers, he goes, "Is he single?" I was like, "Yeah, he's pretty great."
Got money?
He works for. He does the same job I do. I'm pretty sure he's married already too.
Well, sure, but he's asking for a reason, right? That's all I'm saying.
But I just thought it was funny. I was like, "Oh,
Oh my gosh. Did I tell you about the girl on the plane next to me on the plane back yesterday?
no!" I just saw she was like playing word search puzzles and eating fruit.
Yeah, I think she was afraid to like fly or something and just didn't want to tell anybody. I don't know. But first of all,
I mean,
like
the turbulence was pretty bad.
the armrest in between everybody, you know how normally you put it down? Well, when we first sat down, I put it down. And then she sat down and she put it up. And I was like, I don't care enough. Like I was leaning on you most of the time anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I was like,
But yeah,
I don't
normally if you
care.
don't know the person, you put the armrest down.
Right. Which was like, it's not like a huge armrest, but I'm like, still, it's kind of weird.
I don't know anything, and I
then-
know that.
Right. And then right after that, she was uh, texting somebody right before we took off. And I looked over because I was looking at this little kid like across the aisle. And I looked down and she was texting somebody.
Sorry.
She was texting somebody and they had like 3 hearts in their name and they're all different colors. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Texting the whoever saying you're on your way. And then I was watching like anime the whole flight and I don't speak Japanese, so I had subtitles on. And like every episode I would look over and she's like either reading it while she's also reading
She had like a graphic novel with her.
yeah, she was reading a graphic novel and then like every once in a while she would just look over and look back and look over and look back and I was like, I don't know what's happening here.
She probably
And
was like, "Oh fuck, I love Demon Slayer."
yeah, I don't know, man. And then after that,
You're a champ for the subtitles.
then after that, she was like halfway through, she just like started randomly eating like a bowl of yogurt mixed with like strawberries and things. But she ate it in like, I don't know, 5 seconds. Like she wolfed that thing down.
It looked pretty good, whatever she
It
had. I
looks
was
good,
wondering if
yeah.
she got it from like one of those kiosks in the airport because I was like,
Yeah, those like
I would
big
take that on a
vending
plane.
machine, the fresh vending machines or whatever it is. Yeah, I
Plus,
think
I don't know
she
if you looked at
did.
the
And I was like,
prices on the flight for snack boxes and stuff because I looked through
oh,
them and
yeah,
I was
it's
like,
Frontier.
God, they're robbing people.
It was like $6 for water. That's
It
why
was
I
like
bring water.
$3.50
I'm
for
like,
a soda. I was like, this is why I buy a bottle of soda because not every airline has free drinks.
yeah. But like, and then she got hit in the face with some little karma there right at the end of the plane because
Oh,
we were all getting off and you know how planes are, everyone's like trying to get off at the same time but no one wants to like be fucking courteous and just go after the row in front of you. So she got up, she was standing in the aisle and like she could see an opening where like the next like 3 rows in front of us on each side had not gotten up yet. And so she started walking as quick as she could to try and get to the front of the plane and try and get off. She made it like halfway through those rows, and all 6 of those people stood up at once. And she got hit in the face with like 4 backpacks. And so she couldn't move and she was
short
just
too.
stuck there. And I was like, that's some karma. Like, that's for you. Because she was just sitting there. And then we got off.
I've only been on one plane where they deplaned well.
I don't know. But we got off the plane and there's only one baggage claim and she was literally just sitting there like waiting for her baggage like everybody else. And I was like, why were you in such a hurry to get off the plane just to wait here?
So many people rushed up to the baggage claim and I was like, it's still not here.
No. We got when we got off the plane, we took an Uber back here. When we got off the plane, it said that the Uber cost $90 to get back here, and I was like, that is ridiculous. It said $90. Usually it's $40, and I'm like, well, why is it not $40 right now? I hate it.
We were concerned. So we were like, maybe we'll shuttle to the other side of the airport and get one there because that's too expensive.
So we were talking about shuttling to the other side of the airport, and then we got our bags and I went outside or we went over towards the door and I looked at it and it said, hey, it's $36 now. And I went, you know what? Let's pay $36. So we clicked on that and we talked to our driver when we got there and we're like, yeah, it said it was like $90 and no one was available. And then he goes, yeah, I just finished dropping off somebody at like an airport near like a small terminal.
Like a private airport,
yeah, like a private flight or something. And then I was heading over to the normal airport because a lot of people go into that terminal that we were at don't ask for Ubers. And I was like, yeah, that's probably why it was more expensive. So we just kind of got lucky and grabbed him like on the way
finally,
out. And I was like,
Mars has been in retrograde and it's finally ending. So hopefully our luck will also turn.
You got into that with my sister. You were just like, oh, here's how we're compatible because of the moon and the stars. And I was like, okay.
It's okay to enjoy things, Jordan.
It's fine. All I'm saying is you did some witchcraft like 2 weeks ago and then everything fell apart for like a week and a half.
I did a salt jar for the winter solstice because someone was like, oh, here are ways to protect your home from spirits on the winter solstice. And then we literally had the worst week of luck.
No, okay. It is not that you did it. I think you just did it poorly because you were like, oh yeah, you put like salt and something else in a jar. And then the next day you were like, all right, it's good now. We don't need this salt anymore. And I was like, it was only good for the one night. Like, what does that make sense? And you're like, no, it captured like evil spirits and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. And then like you opened the jar and like took a whiff of it and like we're about to pour it out. I'm like, you just let all those bad spirits like just grab you. And then we had like 2 weeks of like the worst luck. And
We really did.
she's like, I wonder
And
what
you said you
happened.
don't
And I was
believe
like,
in it.
I don't, but I think it's interesting that you were just like, it captured an evil spirit. Boom. I'm like, why would you not just throw away the jar? You're dumb.
Well, we should do another one then.
I made another one. It's over there. That's why I have
I'm
good
gonna be
luck.
I'm gonna be doing so much witchcraft. I won't have any
Mm-mm.
superstitions.
Nah. Yeah, long story short, I captured the spirit. When you walked back in, it took it from you. So you're welcome. I hit a green light last night. I haven't hit a green light in weeks because of you.
Shut up. It's not my fault.
It is your fault. You tried to dump out an evil spirit.
I'll do better next time.
I'll do better. Yeah. You do better witchcraft next time. That's what I thought.
Money, money, money. I need it now. There's a spell.
Uh-huh. Is that the one? You play in The
The one.
Sims, you just put in the $ repeatedly. You get the cheat codes going.
No, it's Motherload for 50K or Rosebud for 1K.
Motherloads gives you 50K. Who do I have to talk to?
Don't you wish there were like cheat codes in real life? Like you just open up the user manual. I'd like to respec, frankly.
Yeah, I just want a stats when I die. I'm like, here's how long you walked for. And I'm like, whoa, that's really cool. And then like, what's this little tab on the side? And they're like, oh, that's like your secret tab. That's all the stuff that we kept track of, but you don't want other people to know about. And you're like, oh,
like
keep that
times
tab over
you
there.
watched porn.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, how many laws did you break? Oh, 73. That's nice.
I want one that's like near death experiences or near death misses or something like that. Like how many times did you almost die but not didn't?
They can give you a recap of how many times you almost died.
Like, a Skyrim style layout of stats would be nice. Is that I don't know if there is a creator or if this is an AI or what's going on in the universe, but whoever's out there, I would like Skyrim stats when I die. Thank you.
Skyrim stats.
Yeah, you know, like there's one like chickens killed, like
chickens killed. Yes, that's that's the stat
like
that I want in my real life. How many chickens have I killed? And it's gonna be like how many times you go to McDonald's and order chicken nuggets, you fat piece of, you know.
Oh my god, I want McDonald's.
You can't have McDonald's.
We have a gift card.
No, we have sandwiches, and then you said you're making something for dinner. I can't remember.
You're making poutine for dinner.
No, we're doing poutine and wings. You got to get the wings out after this. It's happening.
Well, do you got any other stories?
I mean, I'm sure I do somewhere, as long as I think of them. You didn't think of any either? Okay.
No, I'm ready to eat lunch.
I'm ready to eat lunch. Oh, we have been going for a while. Okay. All right. Well, that will do it for, that's going to be it for this episode of Mindless Proud. What are we on, episode 3? Something like that?
Yeah.
It's just flying.
Don't forget to feed and water yourself.
Yeah. Don't forget, if you found us, we'd appreciate a little follow, a little download, wherever you're at. You can go to mindlessproudle.com. We have a Twitter. She's the one controlling that. So if you hate it, just tweet her.
Yeah. If you don't think we're funny, let us know. If you think we're funny, also let us know.
There's
all hate is good.
Yeah. There's also a section on the website. You can get in contact with us. You can leave us a little voice message, a little email. Either one, we will get back to you as soon as we can.
Tell us funny stories or crazy things that have happened to you, because we want to know what other annoying things happen to other people besides just us.
Yeah, if you got stories, ideas, questions, concerns, random thoughts that you have, go ahead and send them. It is up to you. And I looked the other day, actually, and it said we still had one person from Finland that downloaded the podcast. And I was like, all right, Finland.
If you came here from my Twitch, thank you. On Twitch last week when I was streaming, I was like, hey, we started a podcast. No pressure or anything, but go watch it. So if you are one of the people who did that, I think Finland is from Twitch. So thank you for being here, and I appreciate you.
And let us know what you think of this new recording software as well. Hopefully it's better. In all of our tests, it appeared better. But if it's just way worse, we can always try something new. So, let us know that.
Either way, you can't shut us up.
I mean, you could leave the browser, but only if you're a loser. Bless you. She said thank you, but it didn't pick up. But either way, that's going to do it for us this week. We hope you have a wonderful New Year. We didn't even talk about New Year's resolutions, which
Oh
is
yeah.
interesting because
Do you
it's
want to
the
leave off
first.
with some resolutions? Do we have any resolutions we want to share? I'm calling them the quests.
You're
What
calling
are your
what?
main quests this year?
Your main quest. I've been calling
Sorry,
them
I'm leaning
quests.
far back.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can't
What are
hear
your
you.
main quests this year?
Yeah, I've been calling them quests for a while. I need to work out more. I've been working out like 2 to 3 times a week. I'm trying to get up to 4 to 5. Obviously, I haven't been working out in the past couple weeks because we've been traveling, and it's been showing. It's showing up down here. But trying to do that, trying to find some new skills or hobbies, at least to do it in free time, because I've got more free time now. So I wanted to try and find some new things to do. So I'm looking at that, and obviously, quilting or knitting, whatever it was, crocheting was your thing, so I couldn't do that. Um, she's looking away.
I didn't know if you're done.
But no, those are like my two main ones. What do you got?
So got really loud and echoey all of a sudden. I'm gonna write a book.
Yeah.
Gonna stick to my writing schedule and my streaming schedule. Maybe do some online ho shit too. I don't know yet. Like cosplays and stuff. Eat more.
Eat more.
I want to eat more, write a book, and stream a lot. And, be happier.
Be happier. There you go. Well, generally, 2023, be happier. There it is.
I don't talk about work a lot, like on here was the thing. I didn't want to talk too much about it, but, figure an exit strategy out.
Oh, man. It's getting bright outside. Look at that. It's like trying to compensate. Like,
oh, yeah. I didn't turn my key light on either. So, like, I didn't have that this time.
The lighting in this episode.
So, if my nose has been disappearing a lot, it's because I'm white as fuck and I'm sorry. I look like Voldemort right now. Like, my nose edges just disappear into my face because they're all the same color.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We've been going a little longer than usual, but that's all right. I hope the people enjoy either way. If you want to see more of us, Ripley streams. She's what are you at, Ripley Shane right now?
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm on Twitter every month or two or so, wherever. So you can come follow me too, and then follow the podcast wherever you get your podcasty things from. It should be up. I guess it doesn't matter with that, but we're gonna put it out today. So ha 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 ha. And thank you for listening. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.